Imagine a war that lasted only 38 minutes, or a battle where soldiers fought against birds. Sounds impossible, right? But every story you're about to hear is 100% true. From forgotten conflicts to absurd reasons for bloodshed, these are the strangest wars in history. If you enjoyed these wild facts, hit like and subscribe to I Did Not Know for more amazing stories. In 1896, Britain and the Sultan of Zanzibar clashed over who would control the island. When Sultan Khalid refused to step down, British warships positioned themselves in the harbor. At exactly 9:02 a.m., they opened fire. By 9:40, just 38 minutes later, the Sultan's palace was reduced to rubble. His royal yacht lay at the bottom of the sea, and over 500 defenders were dead or wounded. The British, they lost a single sailor. The Sultan fled and took refuge in the German consulate. This tiny, lopsided battle set a record that still stands, the shortest war in recorded history, and it shows how brutal colonial power could be, even when the conflict lasted less than an episode of your favorite TV show. In 1651, the Netherlands declared war on the tiny Scilly Isles off Britain's coast. Why? Because English privateers based there had been raiding Dutch ships. Here's the bizarre part. No one fought. No battles, no casualties. The war was forgotten so completely that people on the islands had no idea they were technically at war for centuries. It wasn't until 1986 that a Dutch historian, curious about old records, rediscovered the long-forgotten declaration. Officials from both sides met, laughed about the absurdity, and signed a peace treaty. After 335 years, the two nations could finally relax, ending a war that had lasted generations longer than the United States has even existed, without a single shot fired. In 1932, Western Australia faced a very unusual enemy: 20,000 giant flightless birds called emus. After World War I, veterans had settled farmland, but when emus invaded, crops were being destroyed. The government sent soldiers armed with machine guns, but the emus were too fast, scattering in groups and almost impossible to hit. Thousands of bullets were fired, but only a few hundred birds were killed. The birds outsmarted the army at every turn. Even armored vehicles failed on rough terrain. After weeks of humiliation, the military gave up. Newspapers mocked the fiasco, running headlines like, "Emus won, humans 0." It remains the only war in history officially lost, to birds. So we've seen a war that lasted less than a sitcom episode, a war that dragged on for centuries without a fight, a war lost to birds, and a deadly clash over pastries. Which one shocked you the most? Tell us in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories from history. For more strange and unbelievable stories from history, right here on I Did Not Know.